Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome and welcome back to JanFest 2020. Thank you for coming. We're now in the afternoon clinic bands, and I need to take this opportunity to ask you to please silence your cell phones or anything else that might make a noise that's not coming from the stage. Unless it's a little baby, you can make all the noise you want. I love it. This is the cutest kid. I want to also take an opportunity to recognize our UGA JanFest student workers who, as you can see, are schlepping a lot of chairs and stands. They've also been working tirelessly all through the weekend to make sure that logistically everything's running smoothly. A reminder that we have some merch in the foyer. If you're interested in buying some t-shirt or JanFest memorabilia from JanFest 2020, we encourage you to stop by there. And a huge thank you to Richard Irby and our friends at Ken Stanton Music for sponsoring JanFest. They've been so supportive the last few years. They're celebrating their 70th anniversary, as are we. And they're making sure that if there's an instrument that needs repair during rehearsal or a kid needs a read, all that sort of stuff, it just happens. So can we show our appreciation to Ken Stanton Music and Richard Irby? Please welcome to the stage Alex Kaminsky and the Kaminsky Band.
Test. Here we are. Good. Thank you all for being here. How many of you have been here since the first concert? Right, wow. All right, well, thank you. There are 8 concerts. There's a lot of music making going on, a lot of great music making. That first selection, Carnegie Anthem, was actually premiered in Carnegie Hall about 8 years ago, written by William Owens, a fabulous composer for school bands. The second selection, At Morning's First Light, is a beautiful lyric piece by David Gillingham, and the title basically depicts what the piece is about. It's about in the morning when the sun is about to rise and the beauty, the serenity as that sun comes out. So, and actually, you may or may not know, but I moved to Chicago. I taught for 30 years in Florida and moved to Chicago. The sun is not out right now in Chicago. The last I looked, it was like 2 degrees. So it's nice to be in the South. But this is David Gillingham's At Morning's First Light. as several of the other conductors were mentioning, it's amazing that we just all met these students literally a day ago. I mean, Friday morning, we all sight read this music, and what normally would take probably a month to prepare, and they worked so diligently to be able to perform for you today, and we've had a great time. The next selection on the program is actually by Henry Fillmore. He was on staff at the University of Miami for many years, and he is a march composer, among other things, and it's been said that Henry Fillmore has never written anything except happy marches, and I think that this is certainly indicative of that. He was a trombone player, so you're going to hear some nice trombone parts. This is the North-South College All-Stars March by Henry Fillmore. Before we play our last selection, I'm going to echo what I know several of my colleagues have said. It's been a joy to be here on the campus of the University of Georgia. I actually did JanFest about 10 years ago, and just to see how this university band program is thriving, the students got to be exposed to a lot of fine music by the ensembles here at the university. The wind ensemble just knocked my socks off. I mean, I just was so impressed with the work that's being done here and the staff. Thank you, Dr. Turner, for the invitation. Rob Akridge, who did so much work behind the scenes, the staff, the students here. It's just been, I mean, I have to tell you, I went to the University of Florida. Okay, so, all right. So, oh, okay, go Gators. Okay. So, but I would come back here in a heartbeat to experience what I experienced this weekend. These kids were awesome. So as I said, we met basically a day and a half ago, but the real work takes place, as I know, as a 30-year high school band director in the band rooms from which these students have come. So if you are a band director of one of the students on stage, would you stand and let us thank you for the work that you do? Parents, for the students to be able to express themselves through music this way makes them more human. It's so important. I was the band director at Stoneman Douglas High School for the last few years. I just retired last year, and I can tell you, without going into detail, that my band kids thrived on music. It became therapy to them to be able to not only express themselves through music, they communicated to each other on stage through music, and they ministered to me and the audiences that they played for through music. Very powerful thing. So please don't take that for granted. It's a gift. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank this humongous band. It's like we were trying to get them on here, right? And the fact that they can all come together and become one team, but they have been tremendous. They have been cordial. They have done everything I've asked. So thank you guys for your hard work. So this last selection, Reverberations, is a really cool piece. It's based on two notes. You're going to hear those two notes right at the beginning. It's a minor third, a descending minor third. The piece starts and ends with those two notes, and Brian Balmages basically does a lot of permutations of those particular two notes. This piece was actually commissioned by, I don't know if you know this, the University of Georgia. In 2008, I believe, about 12 years ago. And so this is a product of the University of Georgia Band program. So here is Reverberations. We hope you enjoy it.